The following program is produced by students of the Brian Lamb School of Communication at Purdue University. On this edition of Fast Track, we hear from Athletic Director Mike Babinski on his decision to let Purdue football coach Daryl Hazel go.
And later, we check out the scenes from this year's Boilermaker Half Marathon. Fast Track starts now.
Welcome to this week's edition of Fast Track. We're coming to you from Pappy's Sweet Shop in the Purdue Memorial Union. I'm Trevor Peters.
And I'm Dakota Simon. After 3.5 years of below-average football, Athletics Director Mike Babinski has decided to fire head coach Daryl Hazel.
We were at the presser and took to the campus to get the input of Babinski and students alike. Our own Dakota Simon has the story.
It's something Purdue football fans have been calling for a long time now. Newly named athletic director Mike Babinski has decided to fire head coach Daryl Hazel after a 3-3 start to the 2016 Purdue football season. The news came one day after a homecoming loss to Iowa. After Coach Hazel posted a 9-33 record, athletics director Mike Babinski decided the Boilermakers needed to head in a new direction.
Unfortunately, the program just wasn't able to gain the traction that I believe it can and should at this point in time. So we made the decision, or I made the decision to make the change after consulting with President Daniels and Board Chairman Mike Berghoff. We decided to make this change.
The athletics department has handed the responsibilities over to former wide receivers coach Jared Parker, who is ready for the new challenge.
Well, it's starting to feel those right now, as this all happened pretty fast. But I think the first challenge is you got a bunch of men in the room that you've coached with that are hurting because of what's happened, because everybody's affected by it. So a bunch of men that I still share the office with and families. So that's a challenge and will continue to be a challenge. Then the young men that are on our football team that are wondering who the next head coach will be, how's this going to change all the things for us, recruiting, all those things start to enter your mind about the challenges you're going to have in that regard. And then the third thing is I have an obligation to Mike and Purdue University and those guys in that locker room and our coaching staff to make sure that we put our best foot forward in the last 6 games to do something that our seniors and the guys who are going to leave this program feel proud of.
As the football program moves forward, many Purdue students have one name on their mind for who will take over next season.
Well, a lot of people are thinking Les Miles should come in and be the coach, but I don't think that'd be a good fit for Purdue because he's at the end of his career. He runs a very bland offense, and that's just not a good fit for what we want to do here. Personally, I think P.J. Fleck from Western Michigan, who's 8-0 now, should come in with his fire-studded offense and just energize his team and change the culture of Purdue football.
I mean, I would prefer P.J. Fleck, but I mean, that's kind of wishful thinking. I feel like he's going to have a lot of good offers, but he seems like he's like a high energy guy, and like he'd bring a lot of good stuff to our school.
As Coach Parker looks to lead the Boilers to a bowl game this season, Purdue fans anxiously await the future here in West Lafayette. Dakota Simon, Fast Track Sports. Let's check out the weekend weather conditions from our Fast Track meteorologist, Matt Seedorf.
Thanks, guys. We had another mild day here in the Lafayette area, which temperatures are generally in the 60s and up mid to upper 60s throughout much of the area. As today's high, as you see, is a 68 in Rensselaer, a 69 in Champaign, and a 64 up in Warsaw. Our current satellite shows generally clear skies throughout much of the area, with a few cirrus clouds out to our west, but they shouldn't be a big deal anyway. Our current temperature today is at 64 degrees with a dew point of 51, which gives us a relative humidity of 63%. Winds are out of the south at 10 miles per hour. Our high temperature today was 66 degrees, and we had a low temperature of 36 at about 6 o'clock this morning. Well, these temperatures, we have warmer temperatures ahead for our area. How warm will it get? Stick around later and I'll tell you. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Matt. The Greater Lafayette area has hosted a half marathon and 5K every year since 2012.
Purdue students, fans, and residents from all over race together, braving the cold for a good cause. Reporter Sheena Steffen has more on the story.
This morning marks the 5th annual Purdue Boilermakers Half Marathon and 5K. Runners this morning bundled up and laced up as they headed out to run. Runners from all over joined in the half marathon and 5K on October 22nd. Even though participants battled the cold weather, many were excited to get started. This race is not only a way to get out and be active, but to also fundraise for Purdue Athletics Life Success Program, also known as PALS.
The PALS camp is a sports camp for high poverty kids in the Lafayette area, and it just gives them an opportunity to come to campus and learn different sports throughout the summer, and we also teach them different life skills and things to help them be successful in the future. I'm just really here for the cause, the PALS camp. I actually worked there this summer, and I think it's a great thing that our community offers, so I was just really excited to get to help them out.
Like Kendra, many runners came to support PALS, but for others, it was just another chance to get out and run.
This is my first year doing the Purdue 5K, so it's very cold out today, and I'm excited though.
The route of the half marathon takes runners through the prominent places that make up the greater Lafayette area. After an early morning and over 2,400 participants, Purdue Half Marathon and 5K looks to be a success. Reporting for Fast Track News, Sheena Steffen.
Purdue has several unique services for students. One service, called Student Legal Services, assists students with legal consultation. Ryan Nally has the story.
In September of 2013, Purdue started offering a free service for all undergraduate and graduate students called Student Legal Services. On the second floor of Schliemann Hall, Leslie Charters directs the service for students needing legal advice.
I'm the only attorney for all 40,000 students on campus, and I meet with students on a daily basis about various legal issues that they're having.
While trying to save students money, Charters gives legal advice on a wide variety of topics. These commonly include criminal law, such as
public intoxication, minor consumption of alcohol, or possession of marijuana.
Later expungement of their record.
A typical fee for expungement around here is around $750, so I'm saving them that much money by helping them with their paperwork and showing them how to file that paperwork on their own.
And also landlord and tenant law, like not returning a security deposit or refusing to make property repairs. Purdue student government had a hand in getting student legal services permanently funded and believes it will be a huge benefit for students.
Well, every student has the right to a legal service, and I mean, obviously as college students, we're all broke and we don't really have the means of getting legal help if we need it. So I think that it is really important and necessary that Purdue provides this. Also, our peer Big Ten institutions have had legal services free for their students, and actually a much bigger program than we have here for a lot longer time.
A student wanting an appointment will need to fill out an intake form on their website, purdue.edu/SLS. Charters said she typically can see students within a week of filling out that form.
I kind of view myself as the default for students. So if there's an issue that you don't know how to handle, you can start here. If I can't help you, I can at least find someone who can, whether that's an attorney or just another resource on campus.
They do great work at Student Legal Services, and Leslie is really passionate, and she's a great woman and is doing great things for the university.
Ryan Nally, Fast Track News.
When we come back, we take you downtown to the largest pinball arcade in the state.
And later, our own Griffin Schiller brings you his review on 5 favorite Halloween movies. Stay with us.
During the primary campaign season, the Brian Lamb School of Communication, the Political Science Department, and the Honors College got together to live stream the election night coverage.
The event lasted 3 hours and was attended by 250 students. Rachel Bibler has the story.
The community came together last Tuesday for the Super Tuesday Watch Party. Students, faculty, and community members analyzed the results as they came in.
It's been incredibly exciting just to get everybody together, to keep an eye on the results, and to think about the impact those results have for us here in Indiana, even though we might not be participating in the voting.
The Pi Sigma Alpha Political Science Honors Society hosted this event along with the Brian Lamb School of Communication and the Political Science Department.
As far as the general awareness about Super Tuesday, about the primary process, elections in general, our goal in political science and the goal of campaigns and elections is to engage voters of all ages, and that includes college students who don't often turn out at a very high number, particularly in primaries. So we're hoping that events like this can help energize those voters and get them out to the polls.
While the results were streaming in, University President Mitch Daniels and Alex Hefner, a special correspondent for PBS, discussed the primary results.
The interview with President Daniels and Alexander Hefner from PBS was an interesting addition to tonight, so we're thrilled about the energy that's surrounding this event, both nationally and here in this room.
Students in both the college Democrat and Republican parties came to this event ready to discuss the results.
I'm disappointed with the results in the Republican Party, just that Trump is doing so well. It disappoints me, but from the Democrat Party, I'm not disappointed.
If you want to find out more about political events on campus, you can visit the Purdue Events website. Reporting for Fast Track, Rachel Bibler.
On November 8th, Purdue will do it again, and you will get a live stream coverage of another campus election night event. If you'd like to tune in, you can check out the link at the bottom of your screen.
Let's check back in with Matt for a more extended weather forecast for the West Lafayette area.
Thanks, guys. We've had a generally warm, mild day today here in the Purdue area, and we have warmer conditions on our way for tomorrow. As you see, was a high temperature of 81 degrees in Jefferson City, Missouri. It had a high of 80 in Des Moines, and a high temperature today of 66 degrees in Indianapolis. Our current conditions show we have currently a 65 in Rensselaer, a 64 here in Lafayette, and a 63 in Champaign. Today's high overall was 66 degrees, which is 6 degrees above the normal of 60 degrees. Our low temperature was 39, which is pretty much on the button for being a normal low for this time of the year. Our record highs was 82 degrees set back in 1927, and a low temperature record low of 23 set back in 1976. Our current radar shows pretty much nothing going on throughout much of the area, so we have nothing to worry about for tonight at all. So we should have generally clear conditions for much of the night. As our Futurecast shows, we have, there's nothing really much going on our Futurecast radar at around 2 a.m. this morning. And as we move on to 7 a.m., we have a few clouds popping up, but generally they should not be precipitated at all, and we should have generally a clear day for the start on Saturday. And as we move into 2 p.m., you will see that generally clear skies continue throughout much of the Lafayette area, which will make a great day for some football tomorrow. Our forecast lows for tonight will have a low temperature of 47 in Fort Wayne, a 53 here in Lafayette, and a 51 in Rensselaer. Our forecast for Saturday calls for mostly sunny skies, windy and warmer, with a high temperature of 77 degrees. Winds will be out of the southwest at 15 to 20 miles per hour, with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Our Saturday night will have increasing cloudiness throughout much of the evening with a low temperature of 52 degrees. Winds will be out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour. And on Sunday, we should expect mostly cloudy skies, not as warm, with a slight chance of showers throughout much of the day. Our high temperature will be 62 degrees. Winds will be out of the southwest at 10 miles per hour, and chance of precipitation will be 30%. Will we get warmer for the rest of the week and have a great week for school? We'll find out later on when I give you the 7 days. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Matt. The NBA season starts this week, and everyone is chasing the reigning champion, the Cleveland Cavaliers. The city of Cleveland went years without a championship in professional sports until the Cavs brought it home.
With the new year starting, we take you back to that special time for the people of Cleveland.
Two two of the greatest words.
The best 2 words in sports.
Was Game 7.
Game 7.
It's like, oh my God.
60 seconds to go. We're tied at 89. Here we go. Irving between the circles, down to our left. Irving's picked up by Steph Curry, 6 to shoot. He's at the right point. He stutter steps. He launches a 3.
Welcome to Cleveland.
The city of Cleveland has just been yearning for it.
These fans here are like, they're passionate about it.
Be a defining moment, not only in my career, but in Cavaliers history.
Will tonight be the very night that Cleveland fans have spent decades dreaming about? Game 7, next.
Arena is alive and roaring as we get set for Game 7.
He's bested by Klay Thompson. Dribbles to the left elbow, pulls up 15-footer.
As Kyrie Irving nails that one. Bergeron back to Curry, corner 3. 5 3-pointers in the opening period. James, the two-handed slam. Green for 3. Bang!
Well, the Golden State Warriors will go to the locker room with a 7-point lead.
Out comes Irving to the foul line, works it on Draymond Green, gets fouled, puts it up, and puts it in!
Irving having a huge third quarter. Curry crossover, 3-pointer, it's good! Steph Curry from way downtown, and we're tied again. Oh, blocked by James! LeBron James with the rejection. Wow. One-on-one, Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown! It's over! The Cavaliers are NBA champions.
That was the pinnacle. This is what it was about. This is what it was about right here, man. Right here, man. Right here.
This is an unbelievable ride that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
I'm nothing without the city. I'm nothing without y'all. Cleveland! This is for you!
Lafayette is home to many different attractions, but one downtown location is truly a blast from the past. Check out this feature on one of Lafayette's hidden gems.
Downtown Lafayette has a variety of different things to offer. One of the hidden gems here is Main Street Amusements, home of the largest selection of pinballs in Indiana. Main Street Amusements, located in the middle of downtown Lafayette's Arts and Market District, is different than normal shops, bars, and restaurants from the area. This is a pinball arcade, turning one man's hobby into a profitable business for the past 4 years.
Well, basically I bought the building with the idea that I would remodel upstairs and live in it, and I thought probably I'd just lease this space out, but the closer it got to this, I realized, I've got a lot of pinball machines, and it'd be kind of nice to have them all in the same place. And I thought, what the hell, we'll open it up, see if anybody comes, and we had actually, first day we had a line out the door.
Dan used to fix up old cars, but after that hobby became a little bit too expensive, he switched to pinball machines.
So I enjoy that aspect of it. I like restoring them. I like taking an old one that hasn't worked in 30 years and bringing it back to life.
On a normal Saturday evening, Main Street Amusements can draw a crowd of first-timers who have never seen a pinball arcade to experienced veterans practicing for upcoming tournaments and pinball leagues.
I was walking past on the street and saw it and saw all the arcade games and thought it'd be fun to bring my son here. So
I found a pinball league at the beginning of last year in Northwest Indiana, and then just been doing it ever since.
Although the art of pinball machines has lost their novelty as years go by, apps like PayRange, where guests can use their phone to pay to keep playing, are bringing pinball machines to the present.
Kind of, not ironic, I guess, but funny that an old school place like this has a high-tech phone swiping way of paying for them. But I mean, it's pretty cool.
A pinball machine can range from costing $4,000 to up to $10,000 based on how detailed the machine is. And with new relevant machines like Star Wars, Metallica, and the Walking Dead machines bringing in a crowd, most make their money back in a couple of years.
There's a few that probably rival this, but this is top-notch quality and game-wise.
Open Sunday to Friday from 7 to 11 p.m. and Saturday from 5 to 11 p.m., Main Street Amusements can be your new hot spot to hang out with friends and even join a league to compete. Reporting for Fast Track, I'm Liz Van Ostenburg.
Who doesn't love a good scary movie during the Halloween season? With October 31st approaching, we are sure that most of you will be sitting down to watch some of your favorite scary or holiday-themed movies.
This week, instead of a review, Griffin will be giving you his top 5 favorite films to watch during the Halloween season.
Hey everyone, Griffin Schiller back again with another Film Friday. So usually the way this whole segment goes is I see a movie, the movie that's going to come out this week, and I review it for you all. But given that this is the weekend before Halloween and I wanted to be a little bit more festive, I figured why not just give you my top 5 films to watch over the Halloween weekend or really during the whole Halloween season, and then it'll be in the spirit of Halloween. Yeah, that'll work. All right, so just to get started with this, I'll start with some honorable mentions that I actually didn't put on my list, surprisingly. My list is right here. So I debated about it. The Exorcist, unfortunately, did not make my list. It is a great film. I highly recommend watching it during the Halloween season, but unfortunately just couldn't quite make the cut. And then there's a little film called Trick or Treat, which is really more of like a dark comedy / horror film. And the thing I love about Trick or Treat is it really encapsulates the spirit of Halloween in kind of a fun / kind of messed up way. But once again, did not make the cut, so there we go. So those are my honorable mentions. Also, Nightmare on Elm Street. You could put a bunch of films in there, but we're just going to leave it at that. So, coming in at number 5. So this is a movie that really would not have been on this list a few years ago, but then I saw it and I was like, this is really good. This is a movie that should be on this list, and it's a movie that I guarantee you most of you have not seen. It's a little film called What We Do in the Shadows. So What We Do in the Shadows is kind of a mockumentary about vampires. It's directed by the guy who's doing the new Thor movie, and he's got a kind of quirky sense of humor. He's a very indie filmmaker, so if you're into that, you'll definitely love this. But even if you're not into this, I can highly recommend watching this movie because 100%, it is one of the funniest films I have ever seen, and I'm not just saying that. It really, really is. What We Do in the Shadows at number 5. So number 4 is a film that most of you have probably seen, and that is Wes Craven's Scream. Yes, Scream, ladies and gentlemen, beat out Nightmare on Elm Street for me, and that's just because I prefer the film a little bit more. I like its meta sense of humor. It makes fun of the slasher genre perfectly, and then it's also really witty at the same time. It has all the slasher tropes that we love. It gave us the ghost face, for crying out loud. It's one of the most popular Halloween masks of all time. One that I always watch during Halloween. So Scream for number 4. All right, coming in at number 3, we have Evil Dead 2. This movie, I can't praise Evil Dead 2 enough. Evil Dead 2 is one of those rare gems that is really just better than the original, and that's really because it's not really a sequel. It's more of a reboot. So basically what happened was, Sam Raimi made Evil Dead. Everyone loved it. And then the studios were like, hey, let's give this guy money and have him make another one. But instead of making simply another Evil Dead, he took the original premise of his first film and he was like, you know what? I'm going to take it up a notch. I'm going to take it, I'm going to remake it, I'm going to make it more comedic, I'm going to make it more of a dark horror comedy. It's such an iconic film for the horror genre and really a pioneer in the horror comedy genre. And it also gives us Bruce Campbell as Ash. Evil Dead 2, great movie. All right, so coming in at number 2, you probably guessed this was going to be on my list somewhere. That is The Nightmare Before Christmas. I mean, come on. It's a Halloween movie. It's a Christmas movie. You watch it at both times of the year, and it's a great time. It's some of the best stop-motion animation I've ever seen. It's just such an icon for stop-motion animation and for family Halloween kind of gothic type movies. And, it was every emo kid's favorite film. I'm not saying I was one, but I had friends who, they were a little obsessed with this movie. The Nightmare Before Christmas, you've probably already watched it, or you're planning on watching it. I mean, it's an icon. It's the perfect Halloween and Christmas movie, so you watch it both times of the year. Great movie. All right, so coming in at number 1. What can I say, guys? It's Halloween, so you're going to want to watch Halloween. John Carpenter's film, the Michael Myers, all of it. It is the Halloween movie, quintessential Halloween movie. And that's just not because it's named Halloween. I mean, it's a slasher film. Michael Myers is extremely iconic. We get Jamie Lee Curtis giving a fantastic performance. And it's just really a fun time. And a lot of that has to do with John Carpenter. He's got the iconic theme, the iconic killer, Jamie Lee Curtis, who is really the iconic good girl that survives in the movie. Halloween is the Halloween movie to watch over the Halloween weekend. How many times can I say Halloween? All right. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed my top 5 films to watch during the Halloween season or the Halloween weekend, whatever you want to call it. Hopefully you check out some of the ones maybe you haven't watched.
On dishes, and it still hasn't moved in 5 years. You're a cool guy, but you're not pulling your weight in the flat.
I will catch you next week for another Film Friday. Until then, Griffin Schiller, Fast Track News.
Before we go, let's check in one more time with Matt for a 7-day forecast.
Thanks, guys. It's been a mostly sunny skies for much of the day today, and you can see on the radar there's not really much going on besides a few ground cover spots in northern Illinois, but nothing to be worried about. Our forecast for tonight calls for mostly clear skies and not as cool, with a low temperature of 58 degrees. Winds will be out of the south-southwest at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. And if you plan on going out tomorrow for Breakfast Club and the football game, expect temperatures to be around 60 degrees at about 6 a.m. However, it'll be fairly windy outside throughout much of the day, and temperatures will begin to warm up to about 70 around noon and 77 at 3 p.m. And that is pretty much what our high temperature on Saturday will be, is 77 degrees, with mostly sunny, windy, and warmer conditions. Winds will be out of the southwest at about 15 to 20 miles per hour, with gusts up to 30 miles per hour. And we look into the next 7 days, you will see that we have temperatures on Sunday at 63 degrees, with a slight chance of a shower or two throughout much of the day under mostly cloudy skies. Windy conditions come back in the area on Monday and Tuesday, with highs in the low 70s on Monday and Tuesday. We have a chance of showers on Wednesday with a high temperature of 78. That's nearly 20 degrees above normal for this time of the year, so it's going to be a very, very warm day. Temperatures cool off a little bit on Thursday with a high of 64 with a chance of showers. And we expect partly sunny skies on Friday with a high temperature of 61. Overall, it looks like a great week for next week. Back to you guys.
That's it for this week's edition of Fast Track. I'm Trevor Peters.
And I'm Dakota Simon. For these stories and more, make sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and our YouTube page. Thanks again for tuning in, and have a great Halloween weekend.